3 miles beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean, a massive steel claw is holding a Soviet nuclear submarine. It is the heaviest object ever attempted to be lifted from the sea floor. The CIA spent 6 years and $800 million to get to this exact second. They have the prize in their grip. But then, snap. Let's rewind to 1968, the height of the Cold War. A Soviet submarine, the K-129, vanishes in the middle of the Pacific. This isn't just any boat. It's carrying 3 nuclear ballistic missiles, each one capable of leveling a city. The Soviets panic. They launch a massive search fleet, scouring the ocean surface for oil slicks or debris. They look for weeks. They find nothing. Eventually, they give up, assuming the sub and its secrets are lost to the abyss forever. But they didn't know the ocean was bugged. The US Navy had a secret network of underwater microphones. They heard the exact moment the sub imploded. They knew exactly where it landed. The US sends a spy sub down to look. And there it was, 16,000 feet down. A cracked hull. A nuclear treasure chest sitting in the mud. The CIA wanted it. They wanted the codebooks. They wanted the missiles. But there was one massive problem. The depth is the enemy. 16,000 feet is deeper than the Titanic. The pressure down there is 8,000 pounds per square inch. That's like having an elephant stand on your thumb. Engineers said it was impossible. You can't just drop a hook and pull it up. A steel cable 3 miles long is so heavy it would snap under its own weight before it even touched the bottom. They proposed giant balloons to float it up. They proposed injecting the hull with buoyant foam. They considered electromagnets. Every idea failed the math. The sub weighed 2,000 tons. It was filled with water and stuck in the mud. So, the CIA decided to do the craziest thing imaginable. They wouldn't float it. They would build a ship with a giant hydraulic pipe string, essentially a 3-mile-long drinking straw with a massive mechanical claw at the bottom. They called it the capture vehicle. But everyone else just called it the claw. But you can't just park a massive, suspicious ship in the middle of the Pacific without the Russians noticing. Soviet spy satellites were watching everything. The CIA needed a cover story. A lie so big, nobody would question it. Enter Howard Hughes, the Elon Musk of his day, a recluse billionaire known for crazy, expensive projects. The CIA approached him with a pitch. Pretend you're building a ship to mine manganese nodules from the ocean floor. It was brilliant. The story was that Hughes found rare minerals underwater and built a specialized ship, the Hughes Glomar Explorer, to harvest them. The media ate it up. It explained the weird equipment. It explained the secrecy. It explained the cost. While the world cheered for a breakthrough in mining technology, the ship wasn't designed to pick up rocks. It was designed to open a secret set of doors in its belly and lower a giant steel hand to steal a nuclear arsenal. Summer 1974. The Glomar Explorer arrives at the target site. The operation is a nightmare. They have to lower the pipe section by section, screwing it together piece by piece. It takes days just to reach the bottom. The ship has to stay perfectly still on the surface, while waves crash against it. If the ship moves too much, the 3-mile pipe snaps like a twig. Then, a Soviet tugboat appears. They circle the Glomar Explorer. They suspect something. The CIA agents on board have to act casual. They stand on the deck in hard hats, pretending to look for rocks, while 3 miles beneath their boots, they are literally unscrewing the bolts of a Soviet tomb. The claw touches down. The operators in the control room, watching on grainy black and white monitors, line it up. This is it. They trigger the hydraulics. The giant steel fingers dig into the seabed. They wrap around the submarine. The grip is solid. The engines roar. The lift begins. Inch by inch, foot by foot, for hours it works. The K-129 is rising. They get it halfway up. The prize is right there. They can almost taste the champagne. But miraging steel is brittle, and the K-129 was heavier than they thought. As they crossed the 9,000-foot mark, physics took over. Crack. The submarine breaks. The rear section, the part holding the nuclear missiles and the codebooks, slips free. The crew watches in horror on the monitors as the majority of their target tumbles back down into the black abyss, smashing into the sea floor with a force that obliterated what was left. They kept lifting, but all they had left was the nose. The front, 38 feet. The part with no missiles, no codes, just the torpedo tubes. They hauled the scrap into the ship. It was a failure. They missed the intelligence gold mine. But as they pried open the twisted metal of the nose cone, they found something they weren't looking for. 6 bodies. Soviet sailors who had been lost for 6 years. In one of the strangest moments of the Cold War, the CIA held a formal military funeral for the enemy. They played the Soviet national anthem. They recorded it, intending to send it to Russia one day as proof of respect. The story leaked. Journalists demanded to know if the US government had stolen a sub. The CIA, trapped, couldn't lie, but couldn't tell the truth. So they invented a brand new phrase for the media. We can neither confirm nor deny the existence of such an operation. They spent $800 million to steal a ghost, and all they really got was the Glomar response.